Well, hello there, my friends. Hello, my darlings. I'm Jane Lee. This is about writing short stories, plays, poetry, all that sort of stuff. And also my books, Red Bitch's Revenge. The new book went to the publisher yesterday. It's called Red's Revenge, and that should be out soon. I don't know, within weeks anyway. So that's coming along. Um, my first book was actually a book of short stories, plays, poetry, things like that. That was Identity, or so far. So that one's there. And then my first real novel was Identity. Now, I was writing a lot of short stories before I got to writing Identity. And there's a lot of difference between writing short stories and writing novels and books. And even more different if you're writing an action, suspense, action, adventure type novel like Red Bitch's Revenge or Angel the Assassin or Red's Revenge. Those are all action adventures, and so each of the chapters have a style that they have to start with to work as a action adventure novel. That's the way they work. Identity was different. Identity is more about it's more about growing up. It's more about the individual people. It's more about their lives. So, and I was still thinking in terms of short story. In fact, when I started the book, I started it as a short story, not as a novel. But it ended up being a novel. So, so I started just treating each chapter the way I would treat a short story. So I'm going to read you just the beginning of chapter 3 from Identity and show you the difference between that one and what would be a chapter in the other one. The name of this chapter is Oh, That's How. It takes a little practice to start a fire with paper and sticks, but after 4 days I was getting pretty good at it. The beach house was a bit drafty, and March nights on the bank can be a bit pretty nippy. The propane gas was only for the stove, which I sometimes left on in the morning to warm the place up. With Paula passed out for the night, I curled up on the sofa with my Irish and watched the flames dodge and dance, sending their lights and shadows dancing across the braided rug and up the sofa, then bouncing off the nearest walls, taking its warmth and making its way into my body and my soul. My silent meditation started right here in front of this fireplace, Monday night. I didn't try to think too much of the 6+ hour drive from Pittsburgh. I had some pretty specific ideas that flopped around in my brain, like fish in the bottom of a boat. Every time you think you got a hold of one, it slips out of your hands. Monday night, on the way in, I stopped at Tim's Pizza, a little pizza place just before I turned onto the sand and gravel road for the 2-mile drive down to the island and to Dr. Laura's beach house. Tim made great New York-style pizza. So you see, that's a lot more descriptive of how she was feeling and what was going through her minds and stuff when she was doing that. Okay, you compare that to the second, let me see this one. Okay, this is the second chapter in The Red Bitch's Revenge, and see the difference in starting. The two stood toe-to-toe, furiously throwing jabs, chops, punches, and kicks, each blow blocked by the other, each counterpunch deflected or blocked. Not one blow landed. Lars brought his left foot forward in an attempt to ankle sweep. Dana sprang over his ankle sweep and flipped onto her back, falling to the mat. In midair, she threw her right leg out, catching Lars behind his left knee, bringing him down on his back. The instant Lars landed next to Dana, she threw a right-hand knife chop death blow to Lars's neck. Lars had no defense. Eve rose from her throne, approaching the pair on the ground. Looking Lars in the eyes, she said, "What were you thinking? Throwing an ankle sweep off balance?" Lars lifted Dana's hand from his neck and said, "I thought it would work. It did before." Eve leaned over, looking more intently into Lars's eyes. "It didn't, did it?" Glancing over at Dana, Eve gave her a slight smile. So you see the difference in style between a action-adventure novel, where you have to start each of the chapters with some kind of action-adventure. Okay, that's pretty good. We've gone through all that. So again, Jane's Adventures in Storyland, www.janesadventuresinstoryland.com. Look for my books. The Red's Revenge is just going to be out soon. Right after that is going to be Angel the Assassin. I'm getting close to finishing that one, maybe. And then it goes in editing and all that stuff. So just want to go through all that. Also note that the Red Bitch's Revenge is marked down by 25% plus free shipping on my website. And Angel the Assassin is marked down to $9.99 from $15.95 on my website. Free shipping on everything, and signed by the artist. So y'all keep your distance. It's warm outside. I'm going to barbecue some dinner for myself. Okay, take it easy, and love you all. Bye now.